Welcome to our 100-question U.S. history quiz for grade 11. This multiple-choice quiz covers the major events, people, and ideas that shaped America from the 1800s to modern times. Ideal for students, teachers, and anyone who loves history. What was the impact of the 2008 financial crisis? A. Expanded railroads. B. Caused economic recession. C. Ended slavery. D. Promoted trade. The correct answer is B. Caused economic recession. The 2008 financial crisis caused a recession, triggered by housing market collapse. What was the impact of the Great Migration in the early 20th century? A. Urbanized the South. B. Ended slavery. C. Moved African Americans to the North. D. Expanded railroads. The correct answer is C. Moved African Americans to the North. The Great Migration saw African Americans move north for jobs and to escape discrimination. What was the significance of the Manhattan Project? A. Expanded railroads. B. Developed nuclear weapons. C. Promoted civil rights. D. Ended slavery. The correct answer is B. Developed nuclear weapons. The Manhattan Project developed nuclear weapons, leading to the atomic bombs in 1945. Who was president during the Great Depression and World War II? A. Woodrow Wilson. B. Harry Truman. C. Theodore Roosevelt. D. Franklin Roosevelt. The correct answer is D. Franklin Roosevelt. Franklin Roosevelt led the U.S. through the Great Depression and World War II. What was the impact of the Dust Bowl in the 1930s? A. Expanded railroads. B. Caused mass migration. C. Promoted trade. D. Ended slavery. The correct answer is B. Caused mass migration. The Dust Bowl caused mass migration due to drought and poor farming practices. What was the impact of the North American Free Trade Agreement, NAFTA? A. Expanded railroads. B. Ended slavery. C. Increased trade. D. Promoted isolationism. The correct answer is C. Increased trade. NAFTA increased trade by reducing barriers between the U.S., Canada, and Mexico. What was the purpose of the Wagner Act of 1935? A. Expand railroads. B. Protect workers' rights. C. Promote trade. D. End slavery. The correct answer is B. Protect workers' rights. The Wagner Act protected workers' rights to unionize and bargain collectively. What was the purpose of the Montgomery bus boycott? A. Promote bus integration. B. End slavery. C. Expand voting rights. D. Promote trade. The correct answer is A. Promote bus integration. The Montgomery bus boycott protested racial segregation on buses, sparked by Rosa Parks. Who was a prominent muckraker exposing Standard Oil's practices? A. Lincoln Steffens. B. Ida Tarbell. C. Upton Sinclair. D. Jacob Riis. The correct answer is B. Ida Tarbell. Ida Tarbell exposed Standard Oil's monopolistic practices, influencing public opinion. What was the significance of the Stonewall riots in 1969? A. Expanded railroads. B. Began the gay rights movement. C. Ended slavery. D. Promoted trade. The correct answer is B. Began the gay rights movement. The Stonewall riots sparked the modern gay rights movement in 1969. What was the significance of the bonus army in 1932? A. Highlighted veterans' issues. B. Promoted trade. C. Expanded railroads. D. Ended slavery. The correct answer is A. Highlighted veterans' issues. The bonus army highlighted veterans' struggles, demanding early bonus payments in 1932. What was the purpose of the open door policy in 1899? A. Expand railroads. B. Promote peace. C. Promote trade with China. D. End slavery. The correct answer is C. Promote trade with China. The open door policy promoted equal trade access with China for all nations. What was the impact of the Volstead Act of 1919? A. Enforced prohibition. B. Ended slavery. C. Expanded railroads. D. Promoted trade. The correct answer is A. Enforced prohibition. The Volstead Act enforced prohibition, banning alcohol sales in the 1920s. What was the purpose of the Voting Rights Act of 1965? A. Ended slavery. B. Protected voting rights. C. Expanded railroads. D. Promoted trade. The correct answer is B. Protected voting rights. The Voting Rights Act of 1965 protected African Americans' right to vote. What was the significance of the end of the Cold War? A. End of World War II. B. Soviet Union collapse. C. Start of Vietnam War. D. Expanded trade. The correct answer is B. Soviet Union collapse. The Cold War ended with the Soviet Union's collapse, reducing global tensions. What was the main goal of the Tea Party movement in the 2000s? A. Reduce government spending. B. End slavery. C. Expand railroads. D. Promote trade. The correct answer is A. Reduce government spending. The Tea Party movement advocated for reduced government spending and lower taxes. What was the significance of the Clinton impeachment in 1998? A. Impeached President Clinton. B. Promoted trade. C. Started the Vietnam War. D. Ended the Cold War. The correct answer is A. Impeached President Clinton. Clinton's impeachment in 1998 stemmed from perjury and obstruction of justice charges. What was the purpose of the Indian Self-Determination Act of 1975? A. Promoted Native American self-governance. B. Ended slavery. C. Expanded railroads. D. Promoted trade. The correct answer is A. Promoted Native American self-governance. The Indian Self-Determination Act promoted Native American self-governance. What economic policy was associated with President Ronald Reagan? A. New Deal. B. Monroe Doctrine. C. Reaganomics. D. Great Society. The correct answer is C. Reaganomics. Reaganomics promoted tax cuts and deregulation to boost the economy under Reagan. What was the purpose of the Equal Pay Act of 1963? A. Expanded railroads. B. Promoted trade. C. Promoted gender pay equality. D. Ended slavery. The correct answer is C. Promoted gender pay equality. The Equal Pay Act of 1963 promoted gender pay equality in the workplace. What was the purpose of the No Child Left Behind Act of 2001? A. Improved education standards. B. Ended slavery. C. Expanded railroads. D. Promoted trade. The correct answer is A. Improved education standards. The No Child Left Behind Act aimed to improve education through testing and accountability. What was the primary goal of the progressive movement? A. Expand territory. B. End slavery. C. Reform government and society. D. Promote isolationism. The correct answer is C. Reform government and society. The progressive movement aimed to reform government and society, addressing corruption and inequality. What was the impact of the Sherman Antitrust Act of 1890? A. Promoted trade. B. Ended slavery. C. Expanded railroads. D. Banned monopolies. The correct answer is D. Banned monopolies. The Sherman Antitrust Act banned monopolies to promote fair competition in business. What was the significance of the Strategic Arms Limitation Talks, SALT? A. Promoted trade. B. Ended slavery. C. Expanded railroads. D. Limited nuclear arms. The correct answer is D. Limited nuclear arms. SALT limited nuclear arms, easing Cold War tensions between the US and Soviet Union. What was the main goal of the Truman Doctrine in 1947? A. Promote trade. B. Contain communism. C. Expand railroads. D. End slavery. The correct answer is B. Contain communism. The Truman Doctrine aimed to contain communism by supporting free nations. What was the significance of the Harlem Renaissance? A. Promoted African American culture. B. Promoted trade. C. Expanded railroads. D. Ended slavery. The correct answer is A. Promoted African American culture. The Harlem Renaissance promoted African American culture through art and literature. What was the impact of the energy crisis in the 1970s? A. Expanded railroads. B. Ended slavery. C. Raised oil prices. D. Promoted trade. The correct answer is C. Raised oil prices. The energy crisis raised oil prices, impacting the economy in the 1970s. What was the significance of the September 11, 2001, attacks? A. Great Depression. B. Terrorist attacks. C. Moon landing. D. End of the Cold War. The correct answer is B. Terrorist attacks. The September 11, 2001, attacks were terrorist strikes on the World Trade Center and Pentagon. What was the significance of the Occupy Wall Street movement? A. Protested economic inequality. B. Expanded railroads. C. Promoted trade. D. Ended slavery. The correct answer is A. Protested economic inequality. Occupy Wall Street protested economic inequality, highlighting wealth disparities. What caused the economic boom of the 1920s in the U.S.? A. Stock market crash. B. World War I. C. Industrial growth. D. Prohibition. The correct answer is C. Industrial growth. Industrial growth, including mass production, fueled the economic boom of the 1920s. What was the purpose of the Americans with Disabilities Act of 1990? A. Protected disability rights. B. Ended slavery. C. Expanded railroads. D. Promoted trade. The correct answer is A. Protected disability rights. The Americans with Disabilities Act protected disability rights in public and work settings. What was the impact of the GI Bill of 1944? A. Promoted trade. B. Supported veterans' education. C. Ended slavery. D. Expanded railroads. The correct answer is B. Supported veterans' education. The GI Bill supported veterans' education and housing after World War II. What was the impact of the Red Scare in the early 20th century? A. Fueled anti-communist fears. B. Promoted trade. C. Ended slavery. D. Expanded railroads. The correct answer is A. Fueled anti-communist fears. The Red Scare fueled anti-communist fears, leading to immigration restrictions. What was the significance of the 3 Mile Island incident in 1979? A. Expanded railroads. B. Raised nuclear safety concerns. C. Ended slavery. D. Promoted trade. The correct answer is B. Raised nuclear safety concerns. The 3 Mile Island incident raised concerns about nuclear power safety. What event prompted U.S. entry into World War II? A. Cuban Missile Crisis. B. Pearl Harbor attack. C. Berlin airlift. D. D-Day invasion. The correct answer is B. Pearl Harbor attack. The Pearl Harbor attack by Japan in 1941 prompted U.S. entry into World War II. What characterized the Gilded Age in the late 19th century? A. Agricultural expansion. B. Social equality. C. Economic growth and inequality. D. Political stability. The correct answer is C. Economic growth and inequality. The Gilded Age was marked by rapid economic growth and stark social inequalities. What was the significance of the Watergate scandal? A. Expanded civil rights. B. Ended Reconstruction. C. Started the Cold War. D. Led to Nixon's resignation. The correct answer is D. Led to Nixon's resignation. The Watergate scandal led to Nixon's resignation after illegal political activities. What was the purpose of the League of Nations proposed in 1919? A. End slavery. B. Promote global peace. C. Expand trade. D. Promote isolationism. The correct answer is B. Promote global peace. The League of Nations aimed to promote global peace, though the U.S. did not join. What was the main cause of the Great Depression? A. Dust Bowl. B. World War II. C. Prohibition. D. Stock market crash. The correct answer is D. Stock market crash. The stock market crash of 1929 triggered the Great Depression, causing economic hardship. What was the purpose of the Department of Homeland Security? A. End slavery. B. Promote trade. C. Expand railroads. D. Enhance national security. The correct answer is D. Enhance national security. The Department of Homeland Security enhances national security post 9/11. What was the significance of the Korean War, 1950 to 1953? A. Promoted isolationism. B. Containment of communism. C. Expanded trade. D. Ended the Cold War. The correct answer is B. Containment of communism. The Korean War was a Cold War conflict to contain communism in Asia. What was the purpose of the Social Security Act of 1935? A. Ended slavery. B. Expanded railroads. C. Promoted trade. D. Provided pensions for the elderly. The correct answer is D. Provided pensions for the elderly. The Social Security Act provided pensions for the elderly, part of the New Deal. Who was the first African American president of the United States? A. Bill Clinton. B. Barack Obama. C. Joe Biden. D. George W. Bush. The correct answer is B. Barack Obama. Barack Obama, elected in 2008, was the first African American president. What was the purpose of the Peace Corps founded in 1961? A. Expand railroads. B. Promote trade. C. Promote international service. D. End slavery. The correct answer is C. Promote international service. The Peace Corps promotes international service and cultural exchange. What was the impact of the 26th Amendment in 1971? A. Lowered voting age to 18. B. Ended slavery. C. Promoted trade. D. Expanded railroads. The correct answer is A. Lowered voting age to 18. The 26th Amendment lowered the voting age to 18, expanding democratic participation. What was the main goal of the Progressive Era's Pure Food and Drug Act? A. Protected consumers. B. Expanded railroads. C. Promoted trade. D. Ended slavery. The correct answer is A. Protected consumers. The Pure Food and Drug Act protected consumers by regulating food and drug safety. What was the Cold War? A. World War II. B. Vietnam War. C. Civil War. D. U.S. Soviet rivalry. The correct answer is D. U.S. Soviet rivalry. The Cold War was a U.S. Soviet rivalry marked by political and military tensions. What was the main goal of the Camp David Accords in 1978? A. Reduce taxes. B. End the Cold War. C. Expand trade. D. Promote peace in the Middle East. The correct answer is D. Promote peace in the Middle East. The Camp David Accords brokered peace between Israel and Egypt in 1978. What was the significance of the Scopes trial in 1925? A. Promoted civil rights. B. Debated evolution in schools. C. Ended slavery. D. Expanded railroads. The correct answer is B. Debated evolution in schools. The Scopes trial debated teaching evolution in schools, highlighting cultural tensions. What was the purpose of the Clean Air Act of 1970? A. Promoted trade. B. Ended slavery. C. Reduced air pollution. D. Expanded railroads. The correct answer is C. Reduced air pollution. The Clean Air Act reduced air pollution through environmental regulations. What was the purpose of the Federal Reserve Act of 1913? A. Promote trade. B. Regulate banking. C. End slavery. D. Expand railroads. The correct answer is B. Regulate banking. The Federal Reserve Act created a central banking system to regulate the economy. What was the significance of the Palmer raids in 1919, 1920? A. Ended slavery. B. Promoted trade. C. Targeted suspected communists. D. Expanded railroads. The correct answer is C. Targeted suspected communists. The Palmer raids targeted suspected communists, reflecting Red Scare fears. What was the impact of the women's liberation movement? A. Promoted gender equality. B. Expanded railroads. C. Promoted trade. D. Ended slavery. The correct answer is A. Promoted gender equality. The women's liberation movement promoted gender equality, including equal pay. What was the purpose of the Glass-Steagall Act of 1933? A. Ended slavery. B. Expanded railroads. C. Regulated banking. D. Promoted trade. The correct answer is C. Regulated banking. The Glass-Steagall Act regulated banking, separating commercial and investment banks. What was the impact of the personal computer revolution? A. Transformed communication. B. Expanded railroads. C. Promoted trade. D. Ended slavery. The correct answer is A. Transformed communication. The personal computer revolution transformed communication and business globally. What was the significance of the Lend-Lease Act of 1941? A. Promoted trade. B. Supported allies in World War II. C. Expanded railroads. D. Ended slavery. The correct answer is B. Supported allies in World War II. The Lend-Lease Act supported allies in World War II by providing supplies. What was the main cause of U.S. entry into World War I? A. Spanish-American War. B. Russian Revolution. C. Pearl Harbor attack. D. German submarine attacks. The correct answer is D. German submarine attacks. German submarine attacks on U.S. ships prompted entry into World War I in 1917. What was the main cause of the Persian Gulf War in 1991? A. Cuban Missile Crisis. B. Vietnam War. C. Iraq's invasion of Kuwait. D. End of the Cold War. The correct answer is C. Iraq's invasion of Kuwait. Iraq's invasion of Kuwait in 1990 led to the Persian Gulf War to liberate Kuwait. What was the significance of the Kent State shootings in 1970? A. Promoted trade. B. Ended slavery. C. Expanded railroads. D. Escalated Vietnam protests. The correct answer is D. Escalated Vietnam protests. The Kent State shootings escalated protests against the Vietnam War in 1970. What was the main cause of U.S. involvement in the Vietnam War? A. Promote trade. B. End slavery. C. Contain communism. D. Expand territory. The correct answer is C. Contain communism. U.S. involvement in the Vietnam War aimed to contain communism in Southeast Asia. What was the significance of the interstate highway system? A. Ended slavery. B. Improved transportation. C. Expanded railroads. D. Promoted trade. The correct answer is B. Improved transportation. The interstate highway system improved transportation, boosting commerce and travel. What was the purpose of the National Labor Relations Board? A. Expand railroads. B. End slavery. C. Protect workers' rights. D. Promote trade. The correct answer is C. Protect workers' rights. The National Labor Relations Board protects workers' rights to organize and bargain. What was the impact of the 19th Amendment in 1920? A. Expanded railroads. B. Ended slavery. C. Promoted trade. D. Granted women's suffrage. The correct answer is D. Granted women's suffrage. The 19th Amendment granted women the right to vote, advancing gender equality. What was the impact of the Telecommunications Act of 1996? A. Expanded railroads. B. Ended slavery. C. Deregulated media. D. Promoted trade. The correct answer is C. Deregulated media. The Telecommunications Act deregulated media, increasing competition and consolidation. What was the significance of the Black Lives Matter movement? A. Promoted trade. B. Expanded railroads. C. Addressed racial injustice. D. Ended slavery. The correct answer is C. Addressed racial injustice. The Black Lives Matter movement addressed racial injustice, focusing on police reform. What was the purpose of the Marshall Plan after World War II? A. Expand railroads. B. Rebuild Europe. C. End slavery. D. Promote trade. The correct answer is B. Rebuild Europe. The Marshall Plan rebuilt Europe after World War II, countering Soviet influence. What was the Affordable Care Act of 2010? A. Expanded railroads. B. Ended slavery. C. Promoted trade. D. Expanded health care. The correct answer is D. Expanded health care. The Affordable Care Act expanded health care access for millions of Americans. What was the significance of the Obergefell v. Hodges decision in 2015? A. Promoted trade. B. Ended slavery. C. Expanded railroads. D. Legalized same-sex marriage. The correct answer is D. Legalized same-sex marriage. Obergefell v. Hodges legalized same-sex marriage nationwide in 2015. What was the purpose of the United Nations established in 1945? A. Promote trade. B. Expand railroads. C. End slavery. D. Promote global peace. The correct answer is D. Promote global peace. The United Nations, established in 1945, promotes global peace and cooperation. What was the impact of the Internet in the late 20th century? A. Expanded railroads. B. Promoted trade. C. Increased global communication. D. Ended slavery. The correct answer is C. Increased global communication. The Internet transformed communication, commerce, and information sharing globally. What was the significance of the Iran hostage crisis? A. Strained U.S.-Iran relations. B. Expanded railroads. C. Promoted trade. D. Ended slavery. The correct answer is A. Strained U.S.-Iran relations. The Iran hostage crisis strained U.S.-Iran relations after diplomats were held captive. What was the impact of McCarthyism in the 1950s? A. Promoted trade. B. Fueled anti-communist fears. C. Expanded railroads. D. Ended slavery. The correct answer is B. Fueled anti-communist fears. McCarthyism fueled anti-communist fears, leading to investigations and blacklisting. Who was a key leader in the civil rights movement known for nonviolent resistance? A. Malcolm X. B. Martin Luther King, Jr. C. Thurgood Marshall. D. Rosa Parks. The correct answer is B. Martin Luther King, Jr. Martin Luther King, Jr. led the civil rights movement with nonviolent protests. What was the impact of the Affordable Care Act? A. Promoted trade. B. Expanded railroads. C. Expanded health care access. D. Ended slavery. The correct answer is C. Expanded health care access. The Affordable Care Act expanded health care access, reducing uninsured rates. What was the purpose of the Great Society programs? A. End slavery. B. End poverty and inequality. C. Expand railroads. D. Promote trade. The correct answer is B. End poverty and inequality. The Great Society programs aimed to end poverty and inequality through social reforms. What was the impact of the Iraq War starting in 2003? A. Destabilized Iraq. B. Promoted trade. C. Expanded railroads. D. Ended slavery. The correct answer is A. Destabilized Iraq. The Iraq War destabilized Iraq, leading to long-term regional conflicts. What was the main goal of the NAACP founded in 1909? A. Promote racial equality. B. End slavery. C. Expand railroads. D. Promote trade. The correct answer is A. Promote racial equality. The NAACP, founded in 1909, promoted racial equality and fought discrimination. What was the significance of the Cuban Missile Crisis in 1962? A. Expanded trade. B. Ended the Cold War. C. Started World War II. D. Prevented nuclear war. The correct answer is D. Prevented nuclear war. The Cuban Missile Crisis in 1962 prevented nuclear war through U.S. Soviet negotiations. What was the purpose of the Clayton Antitrust Act of 1914? A. Expanded railroads. B. Promoted trade. C. Strengthened antitrust laws. D. Ended slavery. The correct answer is C. Strengthened antitrust laws. The Clayton Antitrust Act strengthened laws against monopolies and unfair practices. What was the impact of the space race? A. Promoted trade. B. Expanded railroads. C. Ended slavery. D. Advanced space exploration. The correct answer is D. Advanced space exploration. The space race advanced space exploration, leading to the moon landing in 1969. What was the purpose of the Federal Trade Commission created in 1914? A. Expand railroads. B. Regulate trade practices. C. End slavery. D. Promote trade. The correct answer is B. Regulate trade practices. The Federal Trade Commission regulates trade practices to protect consumers. What was the significance of the Spanish-American War of 1898? A. Started World War I. B. Expanded U.S. influence. C. Promoted isolationism. D. Ended the Civil War. The correct answer is B. Expanded U.S. influence. The Spanish-American War expanded U.S. influence, gaining territories like Puerto Rico. What was the impact of the Panama Canal's completion in 1914? A. Improved global trade. B. Ended slavery. C. Expanded railroads. D. Promoted isolationism. The correct answer is A. Improved global trade. The Panama Canal's completion improved global trade by connecting the Atlantic and Pacific. What was the purpose of the Patriot Act of 2001? A. Expand railroads. B. Enhance national security. C. End slavery. D. Promote trade. The correct answer is B. Enhance national security. The Patriot Act enhanced national security by expanding surveillance powers. What was the impact of the Tet Offensive in 1968? A. Ended the Vietnam War. B. Started the Cold War. C. Promoted trade. D. Shifted public opinion against Vietnam War. The correct answer is D. Shifted public opinion against Vietnam War. The Tet Offensive shifted public opinion against the Vietnam War, showing its intensity. What was the impact of the Berlin Airlift in 1948-1949? A. Ended slavery. B. Supported West Berlin. C. Promoted trade. D. Expanded railroads. The correct answer is B. Supported West Berlin. The Berlin airlift supported West Berlin against Soviet blockade in 1948 to 1949. What was the purpose of the Environmental Protection Agency, EPA? A. Expand railroads. B. Promote trade. C. Protect the environment. D. End slavery. The correct answer is C. Protect the environment. The EPA, created in 1970, protects the environment through regulations and conservation. What was the purpose of the New Deal programs? A. Expand military. B. Economic recovery and relief. C. Promote isolationism. D. End slavery. The correct answer is B. Economic recovery and relief. New Deal programs provided relief, recovery, and reform during the Great Depression. What was the significance of the March on Washington in 1963? A. Ended slavery. B. Promoted trade. C. Advanced civil rights. D. Expanded railroads. The correct answer is C. Advanced civil rights. The March on Washington in 1963 advanced civil rights, featuring King's "I Have a Dream" speech. What was the main goal of the Fair Deal proposed by Truman? A. End slavery. B. Expand social programs. C. Promote trade. D. Expand railroads. The correct answer is B. Expand social programs. The Fair Deal aimed to expand social programs, continuing New Deal reforms. What was the significance of the Civil Rights Act of 1964? A. Expanded railroads. B. Promoted trade. C. Ended slavery. D. Banned discrimination. The correct answer is D. Banned discrimination. The Civil Rights Act of 1964 banned discrimination in public places and employment. What was the impact of the Gulf of Tonkin Resolution? A. Ended slavery. B. Escalated the Vietnam War. C. Promoted trade. D. Expanded railroads. The correct answer is B. Escalated the Vietnam War. The Gulf of Tonkin Resolution escalated U.S. involvement in the Vietnam War. What was the significance of the Roe v. Wade decision in 1973? A. Promoted trade. B. Ended segregation. C. Expanded voting rights. D. Legalized abortion. The correct answer is D. Legalized abortion. Roe v. Wade legalized abortion nationwide, a landmark decision in 1973. What was the significance of the Tennessee Valley Authority, TVA? A. Provided rural electricity. B. Promoted trade. C. Ended slavery. D. Expanded railroads. The correct answer is A. Provided rural electricity. The TVA provided electricity to rural areas, improving infrastructure during the New Deal. What was the impact of the Brown v. Board of Education decision? A. Ended slavery. B. Granted voting rights. C. Ended school segregation. D. Expanded citizenship. The correct answer is C. Ended school segregation. Brown v. Board of Education ended school segregation, a key civil rights victory. What was the purpose of the Dawes Act of 1887? A. Promote trade. B. Assimilate Native Americans. C. Expand railroads. D. End slavery. The correct answer is B. Assimilate Native Americans. The Dawes Act aimed to assimilate Native Americans by dividing tribal lands. What was the purpose of the Comprehensive Crime Control Act of 1984? A. Strengthened criminal laws. B. Promoted trade. C. Expanded railroads. D. Ended slavery. The correct answer is A. Strengthened criminal laws. The Comprehensive Crime Control Act strengthened criminal laws and sentencing. What was the significance of the Immigration Act of 1965? A. Ended slavery. B. Promoted trade. C. Expanded railroads. D. Abolished immigration quotas. The correct answer is D. Abolished immigration quotas. The Immigration Act of 1965 abolished quotas, increasing diversity in immigration. What was the purpose of the War Powers Act of 1973? A. Limited presidential war powers. B. Ended slavery. C. Expanded railroads. D. Promoted trade. The correct answer is A. Limited presidential war powers. The War Powers Act limited presidential war powers, requiring congressional approval. What was the significance of the Bush v. Gore decision in 2000? A. Resolved 2000 election. B. Promoted trade. C. Ended slavery. D. Expanded railroads. The correct answer is A. Resolved 2000 election. Bush v. Gore resolved the 2000 election, confirming George W. Bush's presidency.